Violent crime is through the roof. You and your family could be the next victims. What would you do if you were attacked by some criminal thugs? My name is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer, and I want to share a secret with you right now. Maybe you've thought about learning karate or another martial art, but in the next 2 minutes, I'll show you why traditional martial arts are not the best option and why martial arts cannot protect you from the real-world assaults that we all face. And I'll show you a self-defense technique used by the Navy SEALs, which is far superior to any martial art on the planet. Now, we all know that the SEALs are some of the world's most elite warriors, and that the SEALs have to know hand-to-hand combatives training, and it can be a matter of life and death. The SEALs know that there will be many times where they might not be able to access or use their firearm to defend themselves. That's why they spend a significant amount of time on hand-to-hand combatives training, even though they're the best marksmen in the world. When the SEALs train for hand-to-hand combat, they don't waste any time learning karate, kung fu, or any traditional martial art. Instead, they learn from the world's leading expert in modern self-defense, Paul Vunak. If you know anything about the world of underground street fighting, you know the name Paul Vunak. He's not a huge guy. In fact, he's probably shorter and smaller than most people. But despite this, Paul's defeated hundreds of bigger and stronger men in real street fights. He's notorious for dismantling an entire dive bar full of bikers all by himself. How does Paul defeat bigger and stronger opponents in a matter of seconds? He does this with a signature move called the R.A.T technique. The R.A.T is a devastating attack. It's virtually impossible to defend against, even for a world-class fighter. And it consists of 3 simple steps that can be learned in mere minutes. And that's why the Navy SEALs train with Paul, and they want to ensure that their soldiers know the R.A.T if they're ever forced into hand-to-hand combat on the battlefield. So if you want to learn the R.A.T technique, I got some good news for you. We are giving away free copies of his book, R.A.T Fight, for the next few days. It shows you the complete R.A.T technique and exactly how to use it to defend yourself and your family. To get your free copy of R.A.T Fight, all you got to do is click Claim Book below. For those of you still here, I'm going to tell you a little more about what makes the R.A.T technique so different from traditional martial arts. Traditional martial arts are based around rules. You can't kick in the groin, you can't eye gouge, you can't punch in the throat. The list of things you can do goes on and on. And those rules are necessary for keeping the sporting competitions safe. However, these same rules make martial arts virtually worthless for self-defense. Because the reality is that illegal devastating techniques like groin kicks, eye gouges are your best chance to survive a real-world assault. If you're attacked by somebody bigger, stronger, younger than you, or multiple men, you aren't going to be fighting fair. You want to do whatever it takes to survive, and this book shows you exactly what to do. The R.A.T technique is a vicious, ruthless assault that could save your life. You should never use the R.A.T technique unless your life is on the line. But if you're in a life or death situation, the R.A.T might be the only way that you and your family survive. To learn the R.A.T technique right now, just click on Claim Book below, and I'm going to rush this to you for free. I'll tell you one final way that Paul's fighting system is different than traditional martial arts before you claim your free copy. Traditional martial arts takes years and years of training. For example, in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it usually takes about 10 years of training and many hours per week to attain a black belt. The Navy SEALs don't have that kind of time, and neither do you and I. You need a self-defense technique that you can learn in minutes each day that doesn't require you to be a conditioned athlete, doesn't require you to be some 22-year-old kid. And that's exactly what's inside this book. Hundreds of Paul students have used the R.A.T to defend themselves from criminals, even though they had no other martial arts training. And when you read this book, you're going to see exactly why, and why I use it to protect my wife and my 6 kids. A man in his 60s used this to defend himself and his wife from a violent road rage attack from 2 guys who were younger than him. So if you want to know how to do this, make sure you click Claim Free Copy today. You're going to see how even women, a woman who was attacked by a man, used this to take down a guy who is definitely bigger than her. Fact is, crime is going through the roof. You need to know these secrets, and that's exactly why we are taking money out of our own pocket to buy you a free copy of this book. I want to make sure you're prepared to defend yourself against the onslaught of crime that Americans are now facing. So please click Claim Book and get your free copy of R.A.T Fight now.